So this past week, the news broke that Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace were fired, and I'm wondering if Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy got fired, and yeah, they did a bad job and whatever. One playoff win in 7 years for Ryan Pace. Matt Nagy, um, you know, he was what 6-12 this season. Um, so the writing was on the wall for Nagy and for definitely for Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace. But Ted Phillips keeps his job. Like, I know he was loyal, and he's kind of like the Kevin Dunn of the Chicago Bears, because you remember, like, I think Vince, if you're a wrestling fan, you'll get this. If Vince had some documents, and then Kevin Dunn saved the documents, and this is what happened with Ted Phillips and McCaskey. Like, he bailed them out of the IRS because of financial trouble, and grateful for an employee for life. But this guy is the reason why the Bears are bad, because he makes these footballing decisions. He's hiring these GMs that ultimately hires these head coaches that are not doing their fucking job. Like, it just shows how much with this press conference you had in the Bears organization, that you had George McCaskey. He's like blaming the fans, and I know that some fans have cursed out Matt Nagy's son at the football game because it's Nagy's kid, and you shouldn't be doing that especially his kid's football game. But the real reason why the Bears are bad is because of the Bears fans. You have some of the Bears fans that know what the problem is, but some of the Bears fans that will actually give money to this organization, that will still go out in the cold Chicago weather and watch Bears football for 3 hours, watch Andy Dalton's Bears football, because they think it's because you're not a fan if you don't support your your team. When actually, why the hell should you invest your money into this dumpster fire organization in Chicago Bears if they are not showing the same ambition? Like, you look at the NFC North in a couple of years, like, you're not gonna have Aaron Rodgers in the Green Bay, and I know people's like, oh well, he's not gonna beat Chicago twice a year. Well, you've got Jordan Love. Jordan Love could become that guy for Green Bay. What are you gonna say then? And then you have Dan Campbell building potentially something good in Detroit. You had the Vikings. Mike Zimmer is gone. So Chicago needs to get their shit together. And what I'm hearing is that they're going to have Brian Flores as the new head coach for the Chicago Bears. The same guy that was trying to bench the quarterback, start a quarterback, wanted Justin Herbert, whatever it was, didn't want Justin Herbert, he passed on him. Then he played this other quarterback, and then he benched the quarterback, and then it ultimately didn't work out because he didn't make the fucking playoffs. But you want this guy, Chicago. You want this guy to be part of the head coach of the Chicago Bears and waste Justin Fields' development. Because the only thing that matters in Chicago right now is Justin Fields and his development as a quarterback. And then, like I said, then you can build on whatever, like a wide receiver. But you need a head coach and a good GM before you can even start on building Justin Fields and the whole team, because the team needs a whole revamp. Like, you look at the team, it's bad. It's a toxic, bad team, and it needs a overhaul of just like a winning mindset. And yeah, so that's my thoughts on Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace getting fired, and why is Ted Phillips not fired? Because he's the Kevin Dunn version of the Chicago Bears.